Yeah, that might be the wrong name. Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's a Spork of Ice and Fire, and I am here alone with me, you in the chat. Let's make this a special one. So yeah, sorry I had to start a couple seconds late. Had to take care of something, but let's talk some fun stuff. Look at Cam's here. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. The lovely Jane Theory's here. We need AI Spork receiving the crown. That is awesome. I just had Grok do some with my Spork stuff, like my little Sporky. I don't know if I have it. Maybe I'll show it a little later. But I want like a whole Spork AI theme intro fantasy, not just a Song of Ice and Fire, because that's really all I focus on right now. But there's other stuff that's going to be coming up, like the Harry Potter series that they've ruined for me. But I'll watch it still, and others. So I've been really getting into House of David. That one's awesome. I think it might be the last episode next week or this week, Thursday. It's like Goliath and all that, but it's a lot of good stuff. Is anybody else watching that? Are you watching that? Amazing. Yes, I think that's what you're talking about. Kolnitsky, what's up? Brian's in the house. Who else did I see before? The lovely Sherry. Hello, mein Freund. Mein Freund. Liam's here. He says George should just stop bitching and finish his book. I can't knock you, dude, for saying that. Like, that's the easiest comeback, though, because we can say that when anytime George speaks up. Like, shut up, finish your books. But I actually feel like he was in the right on this one. So I can't really like get mad at the guy for like saying, hey, you're screwing up my material once again. Like, he's gonna love season 1 probably of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and then by season 2 he'll be talking about, oh, there's a new Harry Potter show coming out. He just, I don't know what happens when he gets people to adapt his material, but man, like, they just don't well, I guess Dan and Dave did kind of stay close to the books. They just ran out of stuff and then thought they were writers. Condal just changes stuff. He made Damon. Anyways, we'll talk about it. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. But yeah. Let's see. House of David. What's that streaming on? That is on Amazon Prime. It is good. So it's about the story of David. I still haven't seen Severance, guys. It's about the story about David and David versus Goliath, but it starts like a year before the battle, I believe. And it's really like, it really factors a lot into Saul and his family, and the Seth, I think it's Seth, Prophet Seth, taking the anointed one label away from Saul. Then Saul goes into madness, and his wife. It's always the wife, though, right? She's always back there like godless woman. Not my wife, of course. I'm just saying on shows. For once, it's the wife. Usually it's like the husband that's the worst. And don't get me wrong, Saul is bad, but they show like a human side to Saul. Like he messed up. He didn't honor God. He got his he was no longer the anointed one, and he slowly descends into madness. But yet there's also this fatherly side to him when he has clear, when he's clear. There's also this kingly side to him when he's clear, but he also has this side telling him everyone's out to get him. Everyone's trying to take his crown. And it's pretty cool. Like, the only thing that calms him is David's, singing and harping, because he's the anointed one and he's David, but it's really good. Let's see. Yeah. So that's on. I haven't seen Severance. I heard it's amazing. I got to keep an eye on that. Listless, how are you? Thank you for being here. Brian says, I want to see Homestead on Angel, but I'm not buying Angel. I've been wondering, isn't Angel the same one that does The Chosen? Like, I almost want to support them. That's like one streaming service I probably should support. They have I heard kids stuff, more family focused, so maybe I should. When I finally get my Starlink up, you're gonna have to give me a list of everything to watch. I will. I will. How is everything? Are you still in battles with the state or whatever? Um, oh, Jane for $2. Okay. It is 2009 because last week someone said, like, I think they messed up and said 2019. So it's like present day, but it's biblical. Is it kind of like, Leonardo doing Shakespeare? Is that kind of what it is? Like a present day David? Is that? I think I saw that, but I don't know where to catch it. Yeah, right, Liam, where is it? Everything's going good. I finally almost hit 1K followers. I'm too awake, guys. You got a wrench, dude. Throw your link in. You only need 2 followers. Hit that 1K, bro. Yeah, Cam says, cool. Thanks, Kings. I'll check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Brian always has good ones too. Restart Stargate, SG1, Atlantis Universe. I've never watched any of the Stargates except for the first movie. I know. Amazon Prime and YouTube TV has Kings or has the other one. Anyways, we'll get into it. Let me know where Kings is. So we're gonna start out. Actually, yeah, we're gonna start with the main topic. Ryan Condal had himself an Entertainment Weekly article there. Has Kings. Thank you, Jane. So House of the Dragon Boss Talk Season 3, that George R. Martin blog post, and new casting as filming ignites. Showrunner Ryan Condal sits down over Zoom, because he's so busy, with He is, as production kicks off in the UK. You couldn't even send somebody to the UK? Entertainment Weekly? Where have you gone? Come on. I don't know about the people in the chat. We got about 18 people watching right now. Thank you, everybody. Please make sure you like and come back after the show and comment. It really helps out. We've been doing really good with views. Gained a couple subscribers too. We're doing well. We're not going downwards. We're going upwards, everybody. I like it. There you go. If anyone is not subscribed to Reclaim It Creations, please help him out. He's a good dude. Let's see. So season 1 for me, House of the Dragon. The actors were just really, the acting was great. Millie something cock, young Allison and young Supergirl, Rhaenyra. They were fantastic. Patty Constantine, right, was fantastic as King Viserys. Matt Smith played a really good Daemon. I didn't think he was going to be great for the role. He did a really good job in the first season. It's not his fault with season 2. They cocked him, excuse me. Lars was great, in his foot fetish. You had some really strong characters in season 1. Black Valerians, that was great, even though they never brought it up. They just talked about the pure blood and hair color, I guess. I don't know. I could overlook that. I did. I overlooked it. It's not a racist thing. It's that all Valerians in Westeros were like white elves with silver hair and purple eyes. Not until they really started to marry into different houses after Aegon, to keep their kingdom, really after they lost the dragons, to keep strength and to keep their kingdom. Was there any change of the bloodline? Pretty much their family tree went straight up until, I would say when the dragons started to diminish and die. I could overlook that because the actors were great. Okay. I really like the guy who plays, Oh my god, I'm blanking on everybody's name. That's what I do when I'm alone. Um, the patriarch of the family, um, Rainey's husband. Can't think of his name. Anyone? Anyone? Um, Fantastic actor. Love his acting. Uh, Damon's wife was fantastic. Even Rhaenyra's husband playing a little, the femme side of it, not having children with her. That was great. But yeah, a lot of Lys have Valerian blood. Yeah, but they're not Valerians. You understand? It's like these are pure Valerian houses. This is only 100, 200 years after the Doom. Yeah, 200 years after the Doom. So, and they have dragons. So in their mind, they tried to just keep it as pure as possible. Just marrying either brother to sister, uncle to nephew, uncle to niece, or the two houses on Crackle Point, right? And the Valerians. So, or Valerians. So, it wasn't until they lost the dragons they started marrying other houses. Okay, they did have bastards. Look at House Baratheon. But the blood of the Westeros Valerians was pure until the dying of the dragons. And even after that, thank you, Corlys. Sonny, you always hit the spot. Thank you. But it'll mix, and I really don't care if they mix it. It was great. I'm just saying they did make major changes in season 1, and I still liked it. Season 2, the changes were just too much for me. When you have an heir and a spare, and you got rid of the spare, that is just terrible. What's up, Matt?
Hey,
Hey, I see your cool background. That's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought I would have my camera on since you have yours on.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, and I like
No
you.
problem.
Thank you for being here. You knew I was syncing
Well,
quickly.
if you would have looked at your text, I'd text you, "Hey, bro, if you need
Oh, that
me."
that just I heard that.
I heard I heard
I
that.
did. I did hear a text. At 7:30 you sent it. Damn, I am off my game. Thank you, buddy.
You're
Um,
lucky. I looked at the time. I'm like, oh, it's 7:15. Maybe I should at least check to see.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Rhaenyra was mixed with Westerosi.
Some Renero's the male cousin. That's for Renera.
Rhaenyra is the queen or the princess and then queen.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, she's not
Renero is
mixed.
the male
How is
version
she?
of
How
that
is she?
name.
Thank you. How is she mixed? I mean, her dad was married to her cousin or his cousin, right? So I don't think there was any mixing in her blood. Rainey's had Baratheon, but they were still like an offshoot of, so I could see that. Okay. Yes, I was wrong because I forgot about Rainey's. Rainey's had, oh shit, she was Aaron, huh? All right. Everything I just said was wrong.
You skipped the one that I wanted to comment on. Not
Which
that
one,
one.
Scott? Scott's crushing on Matt?
I don't
Oh,
get. He doesn't look attractive to me. Like,
no,
I
he's
don't
not a good
think.
looking guy. He's
No,
not a
right?
good looking guy.
But girls be like, "Oh man, his riz." You know what I mean?
I don't get it though.
They be
Like,
thinking he's Sigma, but he's not.
yeah.
They be
Whoa.
capping.
Oh my God. You sound
Look at
like my
this. Look at
11-year-old.
Jane.
You got this all. I would marry I said Matt Damon. I would marry Damon. Yeah, I don't know. Not season 2 Damon. Well, I guess you could, because then you could just have him as like a little whipping boy. Because he was
Yep.
pathetic in
Oh, he
season
was for
2.
sure.
He was just pathetic. Yeah, I screwed that up. You guys are right. There was some Aaron bloodline in there. There was some uh Baratheon at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But see, I'm still going back. We're still going a couple generations back. So Rainey's had Baratheon. Emma had Aaron in her. So you're right. I was wrong. I wish they just made them all black though. If you were going to like change one family to a black, the patriarch is black and then you have you know, they changed it. Just changed
Well,
every Valerian to being black. I would have been fine
I've
with
I've
that.
been I've been studying the bloodline and family tree to see if the mixing would work for this time period, and it does.
Huh, a little bit.
They could have explained it better and portrayed it better, in my
Right. One of the
opinion.
Corliss's mother, I think it was. We don't know where
Yep.
she was from, so she could have been from Lise. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Jane has studied
Wow.
bloodlines and family
Didn't
trees
take
to
her
see if
long to steal
mixing
my
would work. She stole your thunder, man. Would work for the time period. It does. It's just they could have explained it better and portrayed it better, way better.
I mean,
Yes,
almost word for word what I said.
that's what I was
Jane,
thinking.
of all people.
Um, but we can all agree season 2 wasn't about bloodlines. It was about shitty writing, leaving out
And a witch
characters.
and a
Uh,
bruja.
Yeah, that whole thing where Damon like walking down the hallway. First of all, in the book, he lands on top of Harrenhal and his dragon is just ready to roar. And then they have him walking down a hallway with his sword and he's
Yeah.
like jumping side to side. He's like scared of every shadow he sees. Like, that's not
It
Damon, dude.
and that sword was so impractical for
Yeah,
the
exactly.
corridor
Bouncing
that
off
he's
the wall.
walking down. Bro, get a gun.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Have a dagger.
Get a
Have
get
a
a gat.
dagger. Yeah, get a crossbow. I don't care. A little pocket crossbow. No, it was ridiculous. And then
A
he
pocket
was
crossbow.
yeah, pocket crossbow. I've seen them. They sell them on Temu, I believe. But if you watch that whole season, take his whole season is him tripping balls with some witch,
Mhm.
passing out, waking up somewhere else, having these visions, grow like visions about all the crap he's done in his life and who he's hurt, his mother, his brother, all these people that he really hurt. And then you give him a vision at the very end, and that's the only reason he changed. He was like, oh, so she's gonna be queen anyways and rule everything. He thinks he sees Rhaenyra, but it's Danny. Oh, okay. We're good. We're good. I'll follow
As
you.
soon as he decided not to leave that castle where he knows he's going to die, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that what the Bruja tells him or some shit that you're gonna die in
yeah,
this castle or some
yeah,
shit? Like
something
he's
like
like,
that.
well, I'm still gonna stay because
Yeah,
I'm
right.
Damien, and like just camp outside.
I don't trust you, witch. Drink this. Okay.
If there's even if you ride a dragon and how you be like, that sounds ridiculous. You know what I mean? That
Right.
sounds delulu that I'm gonna die in this castle. Camp outside, bro.
Yeah. Just camp outside, man. Camp outside. 10, like about 20 feet away from the walls.
Easily.
The Celtigars are Valerians. Yeah, they're from Krakow Point or something like that. They're another island.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
Jane.
better, Jane. Sleep on
Uh
your dragon. Just tie yourself
yeah,
like you would in a tree so you don't fall off.
yep, yep, yep.
Who's gonna
And
mess
just
with you?
tell them circle. Circle until I wake up. That dragon can fly for a while, I
Yeah,
imagine.
but that feels like, I mean, he's gonna get tired and like he'll be
He
like,
might get a little
okay,
seasick.
Damien, I did the night shift. Now you do the
Yeah,
day shift. Oh, bro,
yeah,
I can't stick around. You're not gonna watch me while I'm assuming this is how dragons talk.
yeah, yeah,
You're not
yeah.
gonna watch me while I sleep.
Yeah. His is like a little weird. It's like all snakish. So he'd be like, hey, Damon. Like he's a little stupid, you know? Something like that.
Trying to hypnotize you with his eyes, like in Jungle Book.
Yeah. The Celtigars are another island not too far from Dragonstone. Yeah, it's Crackle. It's like Crackle Point. Where is it? Hold on.
What's this dragon's name?
Uh, his dragon's name is God. It's not Vagar. It's not Viramax? No. God. You know how many times I've read this stuff and
Viramax.
I'm just
Hey,
Miramax?
Viramax, stop trying to glimmer me. He's trying to.
I snorted. That was
You
good.
will give me the dragon snacks. I
Yeah.
go.
What? The dragon snacks?
Yeah. I go cuckoo for dragon snacks.
Okay.
Like I'm picturing like a Scooby Doo situation where you have like Scooby snacks.
Caraxes.
Neelis,
Caraxes.
Miramax.
Caraxes. I was close. Oh, wait a minute. Caraxes. What was it? Miramax. Mullus.
Hey, Tom.
Tommy. Yeah, Caraxes. Caraxes is his name. But anyways,
All right, Craxus, we got a real battle coming up. Well, I don't know, Damien. Well, would you do it for a dragon snack?
oh, okay. It's like a oh, I love my dragon snacks. And he gets all strong.
Yep.
It's like almost you hear the Popeye. I don't know how Popeye goes, but it's like his Scooby snack.
Yep.
Being rode by Harvey Weinstein. That's terrifying.
My
Miramax.
stepdragon is named Corexes. Is that where you get like all the info on a car? You send them the VIN number, and a fox brings you all the wreck information if it's been in a wreck previously.
Yeah. So Jane is trying to tell us that she's married Damon, and she sees Caraxes as her stepdragon.
Corexes, like, you'll never be my real.
You're not my real mom. Come on, no, you're not my real. I'm not flying in circles for you.
Get off me.
Get off.
I can have as many dragon snacks as I want. Okay.
Yeah, my real mom would have gave me another one.
My real mom doesn't have this store brand bullshit.
Yeah.
I like the name brand dragon snacks.
This is bullshit. This stuff. What is this, like from Dorn?
They're
or
exactly
something?
the same.
No, they're not. They don't have the print that says dragon snacks on it. This says like dragon smack.
Doesn't even come with a prize at the bottom.
Yeah, what the hell is that? I don't even get the cards with the ancient dragons on them. Don't do a Quentin Martell. Yeah, you don't want to burn Jane. So yeah, this guy wanted to talk. Ryan Condal.
Who?
Ryan Condal is the showrunner for House of Dragon. And I want you to know he appreciates your patience.
Didn't he get his feelings hurt?
Oh, he got
by George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, it'll come up. The showrunner behind House of the Dragon knows that much of his audience is foaming at the mouth to see all-out war, Targaryen versus Targaryen, dragon versus dragon, a nuclear-level battle for the Iron Throne. They could smell the blood from season 2's dogfight over Rook's Rest. And after watching that, the pieces slowly fall into place. They are hungry for more. I don't know if you guys remember that scene, but this is kind of how it ended right here.
Where's the best place for content on the world of Ice and Fire?
Right over there. See where I am pointing with my dagger? I just found
Sporking News Podcast with me, Sporking. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, so that was Rook's Rest, if you didn't know.
I don't know why I had to take such a deep breath to say the next 3 words. Like,
look at my dagger.
Dagger's found. Also, Quarter Valerian Jane. That's great. I like that.
Quarter Valerian Jane. That's fantastic. Oh, that should be your new hook. What is it? What do you call them? Username?
Name?
No, it's not. That doesn't sound cool enough.
Your handle?
Your handle. That's what I was looking for. Hook, handle. I was close.
Yeah, so if you ever become a trucker, breaker, this is Quarter Valerian Jane.
Quarter Valerian Jane, and on those dark and stormy nights. If it were every Blackfire douchebag would take to the skies, that's true. I prefer AI Scott over the real one. I do too. Oh, look who's here.
Oh, you're gonna feel bad about that tone you took.
Oh shit, I feel bad about that right away. Remember, for 34 months. Sorry I couldn't make it. Little one is in the hospital. Hope you all are well, and we hope she is well too. I can't believe you would say something like that, asshole.
Me?
Sorry for Madden. He's inappropriate sometimes, but I just want you to know, seriously. I hope everything's all right with her. We love her.
Let me know if you need anything, brother.
She goes, "Hey, Sporking."
Spork. Wait, is she British?
No, but that's okay. She does kind of say it like that. She's like, "Hello, Sporking."
So
she's like,
what do they call
a little pickpocket from back in the day? I pick a bucket or two. She's like Oliver.
Speaking of British accents, are you watching Mobland? First episode dropped on Paramount.
No,
it's the new Guy Ritchie show with 007. Who was the 007 that had to be with what's her name? Pierce Brosnan. So it's Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, really?
Mare Helen, whoever is in 1923, the old lady.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Wow.
And, oh yeah, dude. And the first episode fantastic. It's
All
looking
right.
good.
That's on my list. You got me House of David, so I'm following.
Great, right? Oh, I
following
can't
it.
wait till this next episode drops.
Yep.
Was it,
Send it.
how much have you seen of House of Dragon? I mean, House of David.
House of Dragon. Yeah, House of David. I'm just waiting on this next episode.
Yeah, me too. Right? Is it not good?
It's awesome. It's well paced.
Yeah.
You
Even just because it doesn't have a lot of action, and most of the episodes have really no battles at all.
no, not at all. But it's
But
like
they're so
learning.
fascinating.
They are.
Intriguing. Yeah, it
Never
hooks
thought
you.
I'd feel for Saul. Yeah, I really didn't. And then his evil wife. It's always the wife.
Oh boy, right?
For once, we have an evil wife. Love you, buddy. Love you. Give her a hug for me. Yeah, dude. The wife is the worst, the queen.
Yep.
But
Is-
like even the princesses and they're all.
Yeah, I like them
everybody
too.
has-
Everybody's
yeah,
great in it.
and they really are. They're fantastic.
Could have used a more believably handsome David, but that's fine. Because I'm looking at him, I'm like, how does this
yeah.
princess just instantly like, oh, got to get me some of that harp?
You know what I mean? Like and I'm not
Good actor. He's doing a great job.
Really good.
Oh, right. Yeah,
what
yeah,
a great
yeah.
singer. But yeah, not the most attractive guy in the world. And
No.
I don't know if it's one of those guys that like grows on you, like for women, like, oh, he's kind of cute. Now he's better looking, but I haven't seen that yet.
I don't think he has the income to make women.
Not yet.
True, not yet.
All right.
By the way, my favorite last thing on that show. Sorry, I know this is about
keep going.
dragon bullshit, but my favorite scene in the show so far was just the brothers hanging out the morning after that party, and they're just kind of razzing each other.
Yeah.
It was so good. So the banter was so great. It was just brothers hanging out in the morning.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
And then you even like the princess and her brother playing that game. Like,
yeah.
It's a very like you feel like you're there. It doesn't feel scripted. It feels like these are the real people.
And they're all layered. There's even the brother, even the asshole brother that's like this the playboy, he still has layers to him though. Because you can see that he's kind of just fallen into this role that's kind of been, you know what I mean? They see him as this, so he will be this, right? Yeah.
Like even wanted. Yep. What's up, Mason? Like even when he wanted to take over like the arts program he was telling his dad about.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you can't do that. And he's like,
right.
Oh, I just lost all feeling. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. What's up, Mason? How are you, buddy?
I'm pretty good, man. How about you?
Good, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing some chores.
No, you're
and stuff.
okay. You're okay. Keep doing chores. Finish them up if you have to. All right. So there are practical reasons for the wait. Part of the adaptation process, House of the Dragon chronicles the Targaryen Civil War, known as the Dance of the Dragon, and events that didn't just happen overnight. Martin's Fire and Blood, a fictional history of the famed silver-haired house, tracks the events that toppled the once flourishing empire over the course of years, hundreds of years. And even as the shows plays with time differently, a lot of bricks need to be laid in order to get to this point. Yes, we're including Damon's haunted glamping trip to Harrenhal. Anyway, another part of it is budgets. There's been no television show in history that ever said we have too much money and too much time to make this, Condal tells EW in an exclusive interview. You're always making decisions as you go along as to how are we going to use the resources we have right now to tell the best story we can possibly tell. But I appreciate everyone's patience. Okay. They showed, was it one battle?
Yeah.
One battle last year?
Yeah. Don't worry, the dragons are coming.
Right. Like, okay. They set us up for the burning mill, and all they did was show us the two houses getting into a little argument about land, and then the next thing you know is just bodies everywhere.
And then they showed us a burning mill.
Yeah, that was it. Which Damon was involved in. They left him out. Then you do Rook's Rest. Okay. You make Aemon once again, because there is no spare. they've made Aemon like this evil, like second brother that wants to take his brother's crown. So he literally had his dragon breathe fire on the king to kill him. And then that scene I showed just with us selling my channel, like he's literally about to knife him if Cole doesn't show up. That is not in the book. All right, that is taking way too many liberties. You've changed the story completely. When Blood and Cheese happens, there are the twins, the girl and the heir, and then there's a young spare. And that young spare is so important. And then people will say, well, he dies anyways, but there's a reason. Like, he is there. Aemon's character was ruined. Yeah, see, you say you like Aemon? Jane, what is going on with you?
Is that the albino one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish I could like him.
So in the book, he is like they wanted him, people wanted him to like take over as king when his brother got hurt at Rook's Rest, not from his dragon, just from the battle itself. A lot of things happened.
I
But
would totally watch a mascot.
What?
Like, I would watch this.
Yeah, I think so too. I would totally do it. Just make them like on strings. So like you could save money that way. I would still want to see more battles.
And have them go caca, caca.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. I know we've bitched about this many times on my channel since season 2, and a lot of bigger channels told me just deal with it. Like, are you kidding me? Everything that we started on YouTube was over Star Wars ruining our canon. And now all of a sudden, because I'm upset about canon, other channels have pointed it out that I'm just bitching too much. I don't think so.
Fuck that, dude. No, there are massive flaws to season 2. I think for the majority of us came away from season 1 excited to see where they were going. We were invested. But then
100%.
season 2 happened, and it wasn't just lesser than the first season. It felt like it portrayed what it had established.
It was a different show. I mean, Blood and Cheese was like half. It was like it was like Home Alone and the two crooks, like bumbling idiots.
Yeah, the sticky bandits.
Yeah, the sticky bandits. That's what it was like. These guys are terrifying in the book. What they do, you know, it's disgusting what they do, and they make the mother choose, and she chooses the younger son, and they end up killing the older one and being like, "See, mommy wants you dead." You know, like it's just horrific. And they made them bumbling idiots in this one.
Well, so for me though, I haven't read the books, nor will I ever. Right. I still have problems with the show in of itself. I think even without all of the lore and the canon from the books, there were still massive problems with the show as standalone. Out of all other contexts, whether with the books and everything else, I still had massive problems with what happened.
Well, storytelling was messed up from episode to episode. You had one episode where someone was like, I don't want to kill. And then the next episode, they're burning a city down and enjoying it. And then they go back to being like, I want to curl up naked fetal with you position. I don't know. Mason, I mean, we've talked about what are your feelings on season 2 and how they dropped the ball?
So I kind of feel like it got caught up in like a perfect storm, because HBO is really worried about it taking 2 years, and then you have the writers that were like, it kind of feels like they were maybe trying to save up their budget for the big battle at the end, which is supposed to be is it Battle of the Gullet? Is that right?
Yeah, well, they pushed it to next season.
Yeah,
the writers shouldn't be worried about budget. That's for the showrunner.
They have to worry about like how much they're putting into an episode, though. You know,
well, they just write.
So like if they just write a whole battle, and then it just ends up getting cut, it's kind of just wasted time.
Yeah.
So like they were probably planning to have like waste all of their money on the end battle, and then HBO comes in last minute and cuts the last 2 episodes. So it kind of
Have we ever
Yeah.
gotten confirmation on that though, Mason? That they cut the last 2 episodes HBO did? Like HBO was
Yeah,
begging Dan
so.
and Dave. We did?
I'm pretty sure, but
All right, we'll
yeah,
have to
it
find
was.
that.
It's
Oh yeah.
it's different people in charge now. Like Zaslav is really trying to turn a profit for Warner Bros. And it just isn't working. And he
No.
saw that this was like their prized possessions and wanted it to come out sooner and cut down on the budget. And both of those things negatively affected it.
Yeah. When execs get involved, things get ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens all the time. Yeah, Gurm is pissed that Gary's not there. I heard about that. I kind of feel bad for the writers. Well, I mean, now that I didn't know that, okay, but it still doesn't excuse the differences between episode to episode. So you, as a writer, something gets cut, you fix it. As a showrunner, if you can't afford it, you figure it out. You know what I mean? So
this doesn't excuse them cutting out source material and putting in what they wanted to put in instead of what was already established.
Yeah. And then the next 2 are very important. Why are you cutting your flagship show? Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then they allowed actors to improv, and it was poor. Like Rhaenyra and the White Worm making out, and then we never hear about it. Nothing from that again. Like what? It's because the actors felt it. That was dumb. There was no.
You know what turns me on? Hearing a chick's traumatic experiences.
Yes, like really traumatic, and then grabbing her by the
sexually.
Yeah. And she talks about her
gets
dad,
me
like,
going.
She does the exact thing. Gross. Women can get away with it, I guess.
I guess. There's no way that any guy who tries to make a move after hearing that story isn't immediately shut down. Like, what is wrong with you? Did you not just hear what I was saying?
Yeah, you're not listening. It's like, yeah, that was dumb. He goes on though. He goes on to say this is certainly our biggest season to date, both in terms of ambition and just the practical size, the amount of sets. We're cresting that narrative parabola here. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's mostly in Africa.
Okay. Here and starting to come down
parabola.
into parabola. I don't know what that is. I thought it was a disease too. Here and starting to come down into, if not the end game, the midpoint, and getting into the late act 2 and moving on to the start of act 3. Anybody that's read the book knows that the narrative gets bigger and grimmer as it goes along, and the show has to match that ambition as best as it possibly can. As for the dance itself, I will say that the war this season goes very hot, very, very quickly. He teases. I think the people that were waiting for all of the horrible, brutal, pitiless bloodshed will be getting it in copious amounts. Okay, it's not just about the bloodshed, though. It's about why the bloodshed happens. And you already screwed that up with Blood and Cheese. Like, you screwed it up. And it changed one of the characters massively. I can't get over the Eamon one. Like, I like the actor. I think he plays a great role, but he's now this like evil step or second brother trying to take his brother's throne. And that's not who Eamon is in the book, man. And then, but you created that, just as in season 1, they made Viserys the First way better than he was in the book. I mean, way better than he is in the book. They made him a human being. Like, you felt for this guy and you wanted him to like succeed. You did the exact opposite with Daemon and Aemon in the second season. And Daemon doesn't even give a crap about his daughters. That's not Daemon. Daemon does care about his kids.
They filmed scenes with Daemon and his daughters where he's like caring for him, where he's giving him a hug after their mother died, and they cut those.
Yeah, it was just stupid. Yeah, cartoonish. That might be the best way to put it. Keep choking the pronoun Targaryen. Good scene. Only good scene. Yeah. And then at the one of the last episodes, you do the whole last 5 years female empowerment thing where she sells out her son. Okay. Um, you have Queen Alicent sells out her own son to Rhaenyra, and then Rhaenyra makes sure to say they're going to make you seem so bad in the history books, and she's like, I don't care. So that's what we get in the history books. She's horrible, but that's because we don't know the real her. She's caring. She just gives up one of her sons. That's all. That's all. It's like, what? This woman who everything was about her family is going to give up her son? That was dumb. This is why I avoid watching this show. I had a feeling it was going to go down the toilet at some point. Dude, I'm telling you, Ravenclaw, that's a great name. Quoth the Ravenclaw. They really did go down the toilet the second season. I'm sorry. The first season was awesome. Second season was just not there.
Yeah. Do you think you could watch just season 1 and be satisfied? I kind of think you could.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know the whole story, it kind of does end in a way.
Yeah.
Yes, there is like turmoil, but like the series is death and like his hope for everyone to get along, and then you see it fall. Like it's just a tragedy. That's all that season 1 is.
I don't think so, because it's all building up to the Greens versus whoever.
The Blacks.
The Blacks, right. And so it kind of ends like that. Like,
yeah.
It's on the, the very edge of war starting. You're going to want to see how that turns out.
Okay. Yeah. 11 Alpha says, I feel that virtually every change from the book canon was done for the wrong reason, to conform to modern narratives. You know what? That is a very good point. The way they treated Daemon, so he wasn't so masculine, making Aemon, none of the men turned out to be good. They all have like massive, like really bad flaws. You know what I mean? Not like good character flaws. Like Aegon's a moron. Aemon's bloodthirsty for the crown. Daemon becomes an idiot, like all, and just follows his woman.
I love how the one good male character they have is supposedly like a horrible person in the book. It's what's his name that gets the dragon with the long, like the Viking looking motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Hugh.
The blacksmith guy.
Yeah, Hugh. Hugh the Hammer.
Yeah. That dude is awesome.
He is. You got Ulf here, and yeah, the dragon seed part was weird. You left out Nettles, female black character, and you plan on merging her with somebody else. So like, you talk about representation, and the one character in the book you had, they took away.
They race swapped a character and then cut out the original black character.
Yeah, and replaced her with the race swap character. It's like, what are you guys doing? Season 2 had 2 writer camps. Yeah, I've been saying that Team A that liked HD, Hot D, and the characters, Team B that hated men and the characters. Well, like I've been saying for so long, it seemed like there was a writer group for odd number episodes and a writer group for even number, and they weren't allowed to talk to each other because it was like 2 different shows. Yeah, the show does improve Otto. You felt the stench of
there was so much of it that felt like these are just new versions of characters you saw in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but I
guess it rhymes.
That. Well, because that's what George does. He rhymes people through history. You know what I mean? Like there are counterpoints to other characters in history. So it's kind of hard not to see that from the era of the main story in A Song of Ice and Fire and then Dance with the Dragons. Like there's always
they're not as good though.
No. I mean, some of these people are like, by the time you get to Dany and John's era, they're mythical. You know what I mean? And
why?
Like Daemon
based on this show,
mythical.
why are any of them?
No, exactly.
What little what broom boy is going to be having a little action figure of any of these guys?
Yeah,
That's a TLJ reference.
TLJ.
Remember the broom boy?
Yeah, not really.
The one he used the force at the very end
Unfortunately,
of,
I know what
Oh,
you're
the
talking about.
broom boy at the end. I forgot
Yeah.
about him.
and he had a little action figure of
Oh,
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Okay. I'm convinced GTA 6 will come out before George's next book.
Convinced. Absolutely. That's a guarantee.
Let's see what George had to say.
I would be shocked if GTA 7 doesn't come out before his book.
Oh, that's painful. Despite the ambitious planning, a storm cloud still lurks. In a blog post published in late August to his not a blog live journal, Martin, the creator of Game of Thrones, signaled signaled to his audience that what was the name of his female character?
Martin.
Martin Shaniqua.
Oh, Shaniqua, wasn't it?
I think it might have been.
I think it might have been, yeah.
Martin. Signaled to his audience that he needed to address everything that's gone wrong with House of the Dragon. So now we got, all right, let me start that over for the AI clips. In a blog post published in late August to his not a blog live journal, Martin, the creator of Game of Thrones, signaled to his audience that he needed to address everything that's gone wrong with House of the Dragon. He then published a follow-up days later in September, criticizing the adaptation, particularly the choices to omit certain characters and approach key scenes differently. Martin, who praised the Other Thrones prequel adaptation, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, pulled the post within hours, but his words, like everything on the internet, spread like wildfire, the Westerosi kind. Yeah, and he only attacked 2 episodes. He planned on doing a post for every 2 episodes. So I still wanted to see what he had for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6.
They're coming. They're coming.
I wish they were, because he was pissed. He was pissed.
They probably asked him not to do it.
Yeah, we need to can you look up that not a blog? I don't think it's on his not a blog, but we might be able to get it. I need to find that again because I want to read how he saw the first 2 episodes, which were terrible.
The original post has been taken down.
No, I know, but it's on the internet. It'll live forever. Anyone in the chat can find it, please. Yeah. Let me know. Yeah, I like how Mango says the Last Jedi was the beginning and the end of Hollywood. Oh no, actually no. Ghostbusters 2016. Gurm released a Game of Thrones cookbook before finishing the Nexus. I know he did. It's supposed to be delicious though. Scott will hit 100K subs at 10K before he writes the next book. I mean, I'm not gonna hit that. You know what I'm saying there, zombie? Piece of shit.
If I had to bet on one or the other happening, I would put the 100K.
Thanks, buddy. I would too.
Because your kids are eventually going to be old enough to where you have more time to do stuff.
I will. And when that happens, I'm blowing this channel up. Liam says, what I meant to say at the beginning of the show is instead of bitching, George should focus on what he can control. And that is the truth. That is the perfect way to put it. He can control his book.
Right. But as far as the show, though, I don't know how much control he has into what happens. It feels like none. So what he can control is criticizing and hopefully inspiring change from his criticism of what they're doing.
Yeah, but like this right here. Grr, they screwed up the lore, yet I still haven't finished my book. Like, you got a valid point. But what are you supposed to do when you did finish that portion of books and they still screw it up?
Even still, you can do both.
Yeah. I mean,
now when it comes to
somebody.
all of that, the video games that he's doing, the novellas, the cookbooks, the trampoline, now you need to focus on something. But
and I think his deal with HBO, they have control. Like they tried to keep him in the loop as a respect thing, but they want him to write here and there, but he has no what's her name? Not Tolkien. Oh my god.
Oh,
Rowling.
you're talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah, Rawlings. She has veto right on everything. That was the smartest thing she did. They can't do anything without her okay. when it comes to Harry Potter. Anyone who owns it, they don't own complete control. She gets veto right, and that's what it should be.
And I think that the best way he can influence the show is by criticizing it, because he has such a wide reaching voice,
Right.
and people listen to him.
But then
I
you
think
get
that is
so
the
many
best
people
option.
that love the show, because a lot of people they loved it. And
Well-
all they do is your cranky old man finished the book. So it kind of backfired, I
Yeah.
think. You
I
know?
get that. You know what would help all that if he finished the fucking book?
Yeah, it really everyone
Take
has
that power away.
Now, if he finishes the book, no matter what they do, like you just said, he now has, yeah, I finished the goddamn book. Now fix my stuff. So Condal addressed the post for the first time, telling EW he didn't see it himself, but yeah, sure he didn't, but was told about it. It was disappointing, he admits. I will simply say I've been a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire for almost 25 years now. And working on the show has been truly one of the greatest privileges of not only my career as a writer, but my life as a fan of science fiction and fantasy. George himself is a monument, a literal icon, in addition to a personal hero of mine, and was heavily influential on me coming up as a writer. Yeah.
By the
He
way, real
helped you
quick,
get this.
on George finishing the book, if it was me, the more the more, and I'm one of them that you need to finish the book, but the more motherfuckers that are telling me put down the KFC bucket and finish my book, the less likely I'm like, fuck you, I'm not gonna do it, because
I almost feel, because he's a troll, dude.
yeah, I have a problem with authority.
Me too.
Like being told what to do. So
me too.
I would definitely like, nah, fucking.
Hey, do crappy on my stream. Condal acknowledged, he said most of this is previous interviews. Condal acknowledged he said most of this in previous interviews, including how Fire and Blood isn't a traditional narrative. What? It's this incomplete history, and it requires a lot of joining of the dots and a lot of invention as you go along the way. It is a complete history. A Dance of Dragons started here and ends here. We know the dates, we know the players. You only had to add dialogue, but you didn't. You took away characters, you changed characters. Like, all the intention of characters, all what they do and how they end is in that book. So to tell me that it's an incomplete history and requires a lot of joining of dots and a lot of invention as you go along is BS. That is BS, man. Take that. He continues, though. I will simply say I made every effort to include George in the adaptation process. I really did, over years and years. And we really enjoyed a mutual, fruitful, I thought, really strong collaboration for a long time. But at some point, as we got deeper down the road, he just became unwilling to acknowledge the practical issues at hand in a reasonable way. What's practical about leaving out the air? What's practical about changing Eamon's story and Damon's story completely? There's nothing practical about that. Or what's practical that the two female, I call villains, but protagonists, Rhaenyra and Alicent, you try to make them seem like every decision wasn't their fault. It was just pushed that way, a misunderstanding, that it wasn't their decision. That is such bullshit, man. Like, you totally changed the characters to make the women not hated. And they are. In the books, they should be hated. They're two evil characters. They ruined the Targaryen line. God damn. Yeah. Changes did not have to be made, like change Blood and Cheese at all. Yeah, you didn't have to change any of that. It's unbelievable. He goes on, though. And I think as a showrunner, I have to keep my practical producer hat on and my creative writer, lover of the material hat on at the same time. At the end of the day, I just have to keep marching not only the writing process forward, but also the practical parts of the process forward for the sake of the crew, the cast, and for HBO, because that's my job. So I can only hope that George and I can rediscover that harmony someday, but that's what I have to say about that.
Maybe
Wah,
after you're
wah.
maybe after you're done graping his fucking life's work.
Right, right. And here, Martin's biggest gripe is the deleting in his deleted blog entry revolved around the omission of Maelor Targaryen, the third child of Queen Helena. You know, Helena, who was a schizo at the beginning, and by the very end, she's like Galadriel. Um, that character's absence impacted the context of the tragedy blood and cheese sequence early in season 2. Condal previously addressed while the writers approached that scene differently, and Martin feared for other potential ripple effects as it pertains to Helena's future. Condal promises he has a plan in place, but he doesn't. It affects not just Helena; it affects everybody. It just pisses me off. I got to see what he previously addressed. There's nothing we do on the show without talking it through and thinking about it very deeply for usually many months, if not years. Well, then you screwed up. Um, I was I will just say that the creative decisions that we make in the show all flow through me, every single one of them, and this is the show that I want to make and believe. As a fan of Fire and Blood and a deep reader of this material, it is the adaptation that we should be making to not only serve Fire and Blood, but also a massive television audience. This is all his ego. Just like Dan and Dave, I could do it better than George. That's what I'm getting.
You know what the problem is? That they've had so much time to think about how to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
If they
too
had
much.
less time, they would have to.
Yep.
Well, we got to stick to what's in the source material because we don't have time to mess with it and to do it the way we want. You know what I mean? Does that
Yeah.
not make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
They've had too much time.
Too much time to whittle things down. You know what? Maybe we should change this. You know, let's
Yep.
change this even more. Let's make this whole family. Let's just change this whole family. Let's just do this. Yeah, you know what? We should just leave out. Why do we need Maelor? There's no reason he dies anyways. A couple of years later, whatever, or a year. It just changes everything. They've ruined Aemon for me, and they've pretty much ruined Daemon. And Helena has become like this, like a seer. She's like this dreamer seer that is all powerful, that she can enter her uncle as he's in a vision with a weirwood tree. I don't know how that can happen, but all right. Yeah. I don't know. Adapting out characters also messed up things. And yeah, Loras would never have been a candidate for the Kingsguard, for example, if he were the only Tyrell's son. Right. It changes. That does change a lot. Like, how did you make the heir of their family a Kingsguard? No, there's Gawain, Garth, I forget his name, but there's another Clubfoot Tyrell. That's why you can make him that. And Olenna had no claim to the Reach. So the idea that the Tarleys were somehow traitors for not following her is BS. Right. I'm with you, man. Good way to put it. The Battle of the Gullet. Yeah, let's see what he says about the Battle of the Gullet. One of the bloodiest battles. Speaking of the show's massive audience, there's at least one event season 3 will adapt early on that Condal is confident will please those thirsting for spectacle, the Battle of the Gullet. The season 2 final signaled this naval onslaught, considering in the book to be one of the bloodiest sea skirmishes in history. The Triarchy forces, now in league with the Greens, set sail to break the Valerian blockade of the Gullet, the crucial water passage held by Rhaenyra's forces since the start of the war. The bloody assault that ensues will mark the first true display of the Sea Snake and the Valerian fleet in action on screen, and people will die. He says, in many ways, the Gullet has been on the minds of the production for about 3 years now, and trying to figure out how we were going to mount it in a way that was both producible and exciting and thrilling. Condal, who wrote this particular episode, he wrote it. What an arrogance. son of a bitch. The planning that has gone into this, basically all departments working in concert to really make a thing that nobody has ever done before. Hey, if they nail it, I'll be happy. But they still ruined the show with season 2.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the truth. Some guy who worked on the Titanic movie says he comes in having worked on one of the biggest naval sequences ever put to film. But yeah, it's a stunning thing. I would like to think that this is probably the most complex sequence that's ever been done for television. Jeez, he's really floating his own boat. Not necessarily the most expensive or the largest shoot or anything like that, but just based on the number of moving pieces, the amount of different disciplines, media that have to be blended together to achieve success, because you're talking about sea and ships and dragons in action. Like, we've never seen sea, ships, dragons action. I don't know about that. 4 major events that we cover from the book in season 3. Battle of the Gauntlet included. We will leave fans to debate what the rest are exactly next year. Yay. Oh yeah, and we got new casting. So
Man, that dude is in everything. Guy on the far right.
oh yeah. Yeah. The guy from Fantastic Beasts, Jacob. He was great in that.
Yeah.
And the guy on the far left was in freaking
Sons of
Braveheart,
Anarchy.
bro. Yeah, but Braveheart, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
He's also in Mobland.
He's a great actor. But he will be Roddy the Ruin from House Dustin. He leads the 2 the Northmen that come down, the Winter Wolves. Which is, it's pretty cool. But all right, Jane, if you're still there, let me know why you brought up the casting earlier and why you think they're focusing on the wrong thing. And then you got Dan Folger. He's Sir Torin Manderley, so he's House Manderley and another Northman. Okay, he's well spoken and corruptible. Oh my god,
Corruptible?
No.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not looking. Hold on, let me look.
Corpulent.
Corpulent.
Thank you. James Norton, Little Women, will debut as Ormond Hightower, who's the nephew.
In my
of
head,
Otto.
I went Norton.
Norton, my friend. And Gawain, Lord of Old Town, the ancestral seat of House Hightower. President, he's leading the Hightower army. Yep. What about Daron? This is Daron, right? No. Wait a minute. This guy is...
Who is that?
He's from James Norton from Little Women. He's Ormond Hightower. He's the nephew of Otto and cousin of Alicent. This is the biggest new role that I think we've added since season 1. I think that Ormond is really good to delight and surprise the audience with what he brings to the narrative and with what James does with the character. It's an important character. But what about Daemon or Darren Targaryen? Did they ever? Oh, here we go. Absent from the narrative, Darren Targaryen, Alicent's son, who's only been referenced on the show so far, has been squiring for Ormond. Condal says he can't announce the casting just yet. Okay. Darren's in the story. He's a big feature in the book. He is. But if you read the book's narrative sequentially, the material we've covered so far didn't really have a lot of call for Darren in it, which is why we're getting to this now. I won't say much more, but I will say that the fact that Darren has not featured in the world of his family, at least his immediate nuclear family, is sort of the point, I think. The thing that interests us, if not the most, about the character is who he is now as a young man. Nature or nurture? I think that's what they're going for.
I guess.
Tom Glenn Carney is still a big part of the show. That's Tom Glenn Carney is King Aegon, I believe. Yeah. Okay. He does a great job. I got to give him that. I actually like him as Aegon because he's the character they gave us is like the annoying Aegon, childish, and they did a good job. He does a good job with it. You feel for this guy. You could tell he loved his kids. Like you could tell he's childish in certain ways. And now he's just terrified because he's burnt to pieces and his loving brother wants to kill him. So that's great.
Ugh, that
Oh,
same
there's
old
your boy.
story. Whose boy?
Phyrexes.
Oh.
Hey, Dad, I'm here.
He does look like he has like
he's
his
a little special.
chromosomes are yeah.
Dude, he's like a snake. He looks like no other dragon. He's like, I was a little special. Mama said I was a special one.
Would you give me a couple
Oh.
dragon snacks? I'll be all right.
I'll be all right. It looks like season 4 will be final season of House of the Dragon.
Wait, what did that
All
guy
right.
say?
Season 4 will be the final
Oh,
season.
season 4. Okay.
It makes sense. You can't run it that long. Now, I wonder if they're going to do what they said, like they'll show another Targaryen part of the Targaryen line. Maybe like the Blackfires or something like that. We'll see, but I don't know. What do you guys think? It's annoying for me, at least. I pray that they do course correct, but I think so many things went wrong in 2, and that's what George was trying to say. Like the ripple effect is going to be felt to the end of this series. You've changed too much already.
Yep.
Like all of a sudden, Damon's going to go back to his regular. It's not going to happen. I just want to see if I can find that George. So what do you got going on your show after this? Let the people know while I'm searching.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Please.
At 9:15 Central, we are going to be talking Freemasons in America.
Oh,
It's the first time that
very nice, very nice.
that I don't know the story, so I'm excited to hear what's going to be happening coming up after that. Next week we're going to be talking about truck nuts. Do you remember those hanging off of people's trucks? The story behind
it's a big thing. It's a big thing
Yeah.
in Massachusetts.
But yeah, so excited to see what this whole Freemason thing is about tonight. 9:15 p.m.
Freebasing
Central.
or Freemason?
Freemason.
Like Masons?
Yeah, like Freemasons. Like,
I'm a Mason.
are you really a Freemason?
Yep. I haven't paid dues in a really long time, but I'm a
that's
Mason.
cool, Square.
Yeah, I'm a Mason. I know all the secret handshakes and this history and stuff.
Yeah, I got you, Square.
You can Square. I like that. That was good. But
Man, we should have saved this one for some time that you could be on. I didn't know you were a Freemason. I almost became a Freemason until they were like volunteer work, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, I just wanted for the influence in the department. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I was just at the end of my drug running years, right before I went into rehab. So I don't remember a lot of it. But like my grandfather was Mason, my dad was a Mason. So I was like, I'm gonna be a Mason to honor them. And I had a great time. The guys are great. I just had no money to pay my dues. So I was like, I'm not doing this. But I have my little Mason apron and everything. Yeah, I'm a brother.
that's cool.
Not
I'm
a
sure there's
33
nothing bad
degree,
in the
but-
history of you guys. So
No. I mean, many of the founding fathers were Masons.
ooh, maybe that'll come up tonight.
It should. Just look at the way that DC is set. Look at, and it could go back to the Templars, and Egypt.
Then you definitely need to make sure that you watch our episode when you can.
I will.
It's a great listen on your way to work.
I will definitely listen to it tomorrow on my way to work, and maybe another time we'll talk about it on my aluminum Spork, and you can give us.
I'm shocked you've had a show called Aluminum Spork for this long, and it is only now that you've like, oh yeah, I'm a Freemason.
I mean, I am. I don't think I've ever brought that up before, but yeah,
Illuminati. Hail Mary.
Get a picture. You should see me in the picture where I became. Like I passed my whatever level it was, and I'm like all like in the picture. It's terrible. But yeah, that's really cool. Let's see if I have it here. All right, hold on. Let me see. This is just some parts he wrote. Ryan had what seemed to be practical reasons for it. He's talking about, I believe, the blood and cheese change. They did not want to deal with casting another child, especially a 2-year-old toddler. kids that young will inevitably slow down production, and there would be budget implications. Budget was already an issue on House of the Dragon. It made sense to save money where we could. So they're talking about the showrunner, one of the reasons why, which is just stupid. So he explains the issue of removing Maelor from the series is butterfly effect, whereby in making one change to the narrative, House of the Dragon is forced to make even more changes in the future. He also expressed that he liked his version of Blood and Cheese version better than the show's, saying, "I still believe the scene in the book is stronger. The readers have the right of that. The two killers are crueler in the book," which they are. Yeah, they just changed way too much. I just love that he got pissed off and wrote about it. I wish I had the whole blog. Damn it. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. We're just gonna do stupid excuses. Exactly. I always knew I couldn't trust you, bro. That's perfect. Freemasons built the ice wall in Antarctica. Shh, dude, that's not knowledge. Shut up. All right. You freaking spearers. Ballers. What do flat earthers call people again?
Wait, what do flat earthers call who again?
Like people that believe the world is round, globers.
Oh, yeah, it's something like
Something
not
like that, right?
clovers. It's maybe no, it's something more derogative.
My dad
Well,
was
this sounds more derogative.
my dad was in the Order of Demolay, which is like the Boy Scouts of Freemasons. They wear cool capes, right?
Okay,
They
of
wear
course.
Cool capes. Yeah, they have cool capes. He's a Mason, but not free. I like that. Yeah. Andy says at Sporking News, by the way, I suggest you to Words of Paradise to have you on as a guest for one of his conspiracy shows. Suggested you to Words of Paradise. I don't know who that is, but thank you. I'll go on anybody's show and talk conspiracy, bro. Thanks for looking out, man. I appreciate that. Mason, any last thoughts on season, pretty much the excuses and why George is wrong, He just doesn't get it, Mason.
Oh, I mean, both of them kind of make some good points, but like after season 2, with all of the problems you put up, you're kind of in a losing battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just heard excuses from this guy, and no one can explain anything to me about. No one has a good defense for the not adding characters, changing of plots because of not having certain characters. All I've gotten from other YouTubers and people that really like the show is, bro, deal with it. I just don't think that's a strong enough argument for me to be like, oh, okay, I'll just deal with it. Just like we dealt with Luke Skywalker becoming Jake Skywalker, and they did a great job on Amazon with what they had for Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power. That's a great show. Just deal with it, Oh, and season 8 Game of Thrones, just deal with it. Like, that's how I feel. I feel kind of I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's a lot of people being hypocritical, and I don't hate on those people, but I would like them to remember how we started. We defend our canon. We defend the IPs we love. And I started this because I love A Song of Ice and Fire. It wasn't because of Star Wars, and it wasn't because of Marvel. It was because they started screwing up my Game of Thrones in season freaking 5. And it was pissing me off. And by 6 or 7, I said, I'm starting a channel. So I'm holding them to that. I have not once seen HBO respect this material. Okay. Dan and Dave fucked it up. Condal is screwing it up. I want to see if I don't have any faith in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I bet y'all love the first season. And then the second season, I don't know, some woman will become, eggs, night. I don't know. It's going to be all screwed up. It's the truth, Andy. It's the truth. Cool capes, lots of dances with the rainbow. Yeah, Rainbow Girl. I couldn't remember what the girls group was. Those Rainbow Girls, you know how they were.
No, not at all. I wasn't a
Yeah.
Freemason.
Yeah, well, Freemasons shouldn't mess with Rainbow Girls because they're young. But DMLA guys, hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have known in season 1 when Rhaenyra's crash in with the dragon what was coming next. Oh, when Rhaenys crashed through the ground. Yeah, the dragon pit. And then she was like, I didn't kill them because it's not my fight. But you killed
Yeah.
You killed
hundreds of
so many
peasants.
people. Yeah.
So many
Yeah,
peasants.
and that that writer got like more episodes.
Yeah.
I think she got like half of them or something. Like,
Yeah. That was where I literally, when she came through the floor and then didn't kill them, that was one moment where everyone's telling me, deal with it, bro. I dealt with it. I was like, all right, dude, you know what? This show's good. That was one scene where that doesn't make any sense, but I'll just, go with it. Rhaenys that has silver hair for some reason, not black hair, but whatever. She's Baratheon. So that doesn't just change this story. It changes Ned's story because Ned says, King Robert's children are bastards because
yeah.
every single person in the Baratheon line has black hair, except for Rhaenys. She has silver in this show. That doesn't mean anything. You're focused on too much of the detail. Like literally in the book, Rhaenys has black hair with a silver streak. It's because she's Baratheon, and the Baratheon gene never loses when it comes to hair color. And that is what Ned stakes his life on in Game of Thrones. And what do they do on their own show is that they make her with silver hair. It's like, and then you tell me you've been a fan for 25 years, Condal. You're a liar. You're a liar.
Mhm.
yeah, dude, with all these like random positions on sets, there should just be one that's like butterfly effect guy.
Yeah.
And just like thinks about a decision and thinks about how it might affect something.
I like this. Is it Koth the Ravenclaw mango? I don't know. Koth. Telling someone to just get over it almost never works. It makes the person's concerns and frustrations feel invalidated. We've dealt with horrific storytelling in Hollywood for years now. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing it to one another. And that happened when episode 1 of The Mandalorian, I said this show is going to suck. And I got attacked for that. Stig Kenobi got attacked. Some of my friends that come on this panel attacked us. Well, more Stig than me because they wouldn't attack me. But you know what I mean? And it's like, it's like, I get that people are thirsting for good content from the story, like the IPs they love, but just because they throw you a bone and then yank it back doesn't mean like you need to accept that. You don't have to be the beaten dog that's like, oh yeah, no, this is finally good. Look, they didn't make Aegon trans, so this is good. I'm happy with that. No, I'm not happy with bad storytelling and details. Details are the whole thing with nerds like us. And when you make a part Baratheon have silver hair, you change the whole effing history of from that date on. So from 101 AC, where we see her with silver hair at episode 1, you just changed everything up until Ned gets murdered. Like, I wish when he gets murdered, someone shows him a picture of her and he's like, shit, she had silver hair. Well, I missed that one. Yeah, well, Baylor Breakspears have dark hair. He does, right? He looks more. Doesn't Breakspears look more Dornish? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I mean, if you
Mason.
say it, it must be so.
Well, Baylor Breakspears is in the first book of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the Duncan Egg Tale. I just can't remember what he looks like off the top of my head, but he was the first prince. He was the heir apparent and like probably one of the most honorable guys you'll see in A Song of Ice and Fire. So you know what's going to happen to him. Yeah, I get that, man. There is some hypocrisy. I'm not attacking anybody. Like
I'll
they
attack them
they
all. I don't give a
you could do it. I'm not attacking anybody. I just find it ironic that I get deal with it from some people that I really respect. And they didn't say it to me directly, the certain people I'm talking about, but they said it. And I watched it and I was just like, whoa, man, that kind of sucks that you said that. Fallout, I can't deal with the piece of shit. That's my limit. I don't know much about Fallout. I watched like a couple episodes. I thought it was pretty good, but it didn't hold me to want to watch the whole thing. The Baratheons always have black hair. I actually not thought of that. Thank you, Johnny. I got you, buddy. Just a couple more and then we'll call it a night. Theory. Robert Baratheon knew his children was not his children because of the hair color. You know, I always wondered about that. Like, it's well known they have black haired manes. Like
Yeah.
like, did he never question it or did he never really care?
I don't think he wanted to question it.
I don't think he wanted to care. He never gave
Yeah,
them the
that's what I
time
mean.
of day. You know what I mean? Like he does regret that on his deathbed. Like, I wish I taught the boy, Ned, take my son and teach him. And he's like, yeah, your son, Gendry, maybe, you know, like, I don't know. It also makes the issue with Rhaenyra's children more ambiguous since their purported grandmother had dark hair too, albeit not the pug nose of the Strongs. Right. Right. I mean, wait a minute, their grandmother? Rainey's is no, it would be like I thought it was their grand aunt or something. I could be wrong on that, Alpha. I
No,
can't remember.
like she marries Laenor, so like
No, I know that. I'm getting that part, but Rainey's is Laenor's. Yeah. Oh my God.
yeah,
I got it now.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And that's the funny thing. They call them strong boys because they have dark hair, but yet in the show, their father's supposedly biracial, and there's like not, like they never touch on that. Like they want to race swap characters, but they're too scared to talk about it. Like I would have been like, yo, those kids don't look like, even Italian. I'm kind of confused here,
Yeah.
um
Like, not for nothing, but
cough, quaff, quaff, cough, quaff. I'll try my best. Colt. Baylor looks like it's Martell mother. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. Kirsty Angel, how are you? I think I missed 1 or 2 years before, and I apologize. The only way to do justice for A Song of Ice and Fire and George for the viewers and fans to fully see and appreciate the story through George's eyes and writing is to do an animation. Oh my God, that'd be so awesome. Like after he's done with the books, he does an animation. I'd be down with that 100%. But it has to be George needs to finish the books first, and then we get a Game of Thrones or a Song of Ice and Fire main series, whatever you want to call it. We get book 1 through book 7 animated word for word what George had written down. So it's okay to make hundreds of videos on how Disney has ruined Star Wars, but when you make the same compilations about I think that's what I'm saying, about not respecting the lore in this show, they call you crybaby. Kind of complaints. Thank you. Yeah, they kind of do. And he had many children. Yeah. All right. I love Mr. H Culture and Nick of EBN down for that. I have Mr. H Culture and Nick of EBN down for that. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know either. I don't know what EBN is. Sounds like a club drug.
I think that's Echo Base Network.
That probably makes a little bit more sense than what I said.
Yeah, Nick.
But it's still up in the air. It could be either or.
Yeah. I mean, try to sound smart, Mason. Jesus. All right, guys.
Look at me. I know I know acronyms.
Things. Yeah, I know acronyms. Oh man. Oh, some good shit. I'm having fun, guys. You missed the comment. I think I did. Was it the one right before that? That's why I'm not doing my own thing and covering all the Alien movies on my channel leading up to the TV series this summer. Almost finished doing the intro for it. That's why I'm doing my own thing. I have Mr. H, Culture, and Nick of EBN down for that. Oh, to like join you on that stuff? Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Anyways, you're going to share that link again, Mad Cheesemo, because we're almost there, right? About 45 minutes away from your
45
show.
minutes away, yeah.
Yeah, guys, you got to check it out. He's talking about me and my Mason brothers.
Oh, you're definitely coming up tonight.
Who have only done great things for this country.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we hear the story tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, be sure you mention the first mention of the Illuminati is from Thomas
Hail
Jefferson.
Mary.
He's talking about a breakaway branch of Freemasonry.
Gum rewrites change things. Wait a minute, Thomas Jefferson said that? I know Thomas Jefferson wanted to put way more Mason beliefs into the founding of this country. Like he was a diehard. And a lot of our Constitution, or really the Declaration and the Constitution, have a lot of Mason values that you should all appreciate. Okay, that's his link, guys. Make sure you're there in 45 minutes. And last one is arguably it's the silver hair that is recessive. I agree with that 100%. And maintained by incest and marriage to other Valerian houses. I have said this a million times. I feel like not just the silver hair, but I believe the Targaryen gene is recessive. The majority of the time they marry outside of the family, the children take a lot of that person's DNA. If it's Dorn, if it's Aryan, if it's, that didn't sound right. Someone from the region, wherever they're from, they take a lot of that family's DNA and they look the part. That's why in the Blackfire Rebellion, you have Daemon Blackfire who looks like a Targaryen, but yet the legitimate son Daeron Blackfire is part Martell and he looks Dornish. And that's why people want to replace him. They start backing Daemon once he was legitimized by Aegon the Unworthy. So that's an interesting one altogether. But guys, Mason still needs freaking 21. This is driving me nuts, Mason. We have to do something about this. I'm going to start just sending out your link every day on X, trying to get you more people.
Yeah, guys, if you wanted to sub to me, I'd appreciate it. If not, I'll earn it one day.
Poor bastard. Yeah. Anyways, we love you, buddy. We're there for you. If you ever need,
use your Freemason connections.
I'm gonna do my best, buddy. I'll do my best. To everybody else, thank you for being here. We're gonna go out on 2. This is the first one.
It is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
How dare
You're welcome. You? I was just it's
this is our year
season. Yeah. Okay. Patriots are coming back. Mark. We have Vrabel as a head coach now. Woo! It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. We're going out with, I don't even know what this is. It says Spork of Ice and Fire. It's something our good friend, Mr. Grant Gregory. Again, guys, pray for his little one who's in the hospital right now. I don't know how severe it is, but any good prayers you could throw out, please do to Mr. Grant Gregory.
The good ones, not the bad ones, not the lazy ones.
Show
Put some effort into it.
Show my Jewish friend what us Christians can do. No, I'm just kidding. Don't hate me. I mean, stop. All right. Cut that part out. Anyways, here we go. Spork of Ice and Fire. Later, everybody. Holy crap, that's so loud. Was that loud for you?
That was very loud.
Okay.
Maybe we should do a different one.
I'm going to do a different one. That scared me. We'll go out with Culture Casino's original Stream by the Crossroads opening. Later, everybody.